Chapter 5. The Spring Tournament. Zeno woke before dawn with his decision already made. He could search for Master Kale's dojo today, spend days or weeks trying to gain an audience with a master who rarely took students. Or he could enter the spring tournament, test himself against real opponents, and see exactly how much his father's teachings in 2 months with Stone, Shadow, and Rose had actually prepared him. The tournament was a proving ground. If Master Kale was as legendary as Senna suggested, he might even be watching. Many masters came to scout for talent. Besides, he had the entry fee. Rose's coins would cover it. The registration office was already crowded when Zeno arrived, despite the early hour. Fighters of all ages filled the room, none younger than 14, none older than 20. Most were 16 to 19, with the confident swagger of people who'd won fights before. Zeno studied his potential competition while waiting, a tall girl with ritual scarring who moved with predatory grace. Twin brothers who seemed to communicate without words. A stocky boy with massive shoulders who looked like he could punch through walls. Next, Zeno stepped forward. The registrar barely looked up. Name? Zeno. Age? 14. Now the man looked up. You're young for this. Spring tournament is open to all ages, 14 to 20. But most newcomers wait until they're at least 16. You sure about this? I'm sure. The man shrugged. Your funeral, fighting style, pressure point techniques, hand-to-hand combat. The registrar's pen paused. Pressure points? Like actual energy manipulation or just hitting nerve clusters? Energy manipulation? That's rare. Haven't seen that style in? He trailed off, making notes. Well, it'll be interesting at least. Entry fee is 5 silver. Zeno counted out the coins. You're number 16. The man slid a wooden token across the desk. The tournament starts tomorrow at noon. Show up at least an hour early for the opening ceremony and bracket draw. Medical inspection is mandatory. Don't be late. Outside, Zeno felt the small weight of the token in his palm. Number 16. Tomorrow, he'd be fighting in a public arena against 15 other trained fighters. So you decided to enter. Senna approached, her own registration token in hand. Number 12. Seemed like the smart choice, Zeno said. Or the brave one. She studied him. I watched you in the tavern yesterday. You move well. You observe carefully. That's good. But tournament fighting is different from street fighting or training. These people have been preparing for months. Some have fought in multiple tournaments. You'll be the youngest competitor and probably the least experienced. You're trying to discourage me? No. Just making sure you know what you're walking into. She smiled slightly. I like underdogs, and something tells me you're going to be one hell of an underdog story. If we face each other in the bracket, I won't go easy on you. I wouldn't want you to. After Senna left, Zeno made his way back to the Broken Shield. He'd rented a small room above the tavern, cheap but sufficient. He needed to prepare mentally for tomorrow, review his father's notes, and get whatever rest he could manage. Mara was at the bar when he entered. Registered? Number 16. You're in. She set down a plate without being asked. Eat. You'll need your strength. And try to sleep tonight. Most first-timers are too nervous and show up exhausted. Zeno spent the afternoon in his room studying his father's journal. The pressure point diagrams, the energy flow patterns, the techniques he'd practiced for months. He knew them intellectually, but tomorrow would test whether he could apply them under real combat stress, with crowds watching and stakes that mattered. That evening, as he settled in, He touched the medallion at his chest. Still cold. Still lifeless. Iris felt impossibly far away. Every fight I win brings me closer to being strong enough to find you. Sleep came slowly, his mind replaying potential scenarios, imagining opponents and strategies. When he finally drifted off, his dreams were full of combat, sometimes winning, sometimes losing, always searching for something just out of reach. Dawn came too early. Zeno, dressed in simple training clothes, secured his father's journal in his pack, and made his way toward the arena. The streets were already filling with spectators. The spring tournament might be entry-level, but it still drew hundreds who wanted to see the next generation of fighters prove themselves. The staging area beneath the arena was chaos. 16 nervous fighters doing last-minute preparations, officials checking paperwork, medical staff conducting inspections. Zeno found a quiet corner and went through his warm-up routine, trying to ignore the nerves coiling in his stomach. "First tournament?" a voice asked. Zeno looked up to find the stocky boy he'd noticed during registration. Up close, he was even more massive, easily 6 inches taller and probably twice Zeno's weight. "That obvious? You've got the look. I'm Brick. Third tournament for me. Don't worry, the first one's always the worst. After you get hit a few times, it's not so bad." "Comforting," Zeno muttered. The announcement echoed. Competitors to the arena floor. This was it. No more training, no more preparation, no more second guessing. Just him, his father's techniques, and whatever opponents the bracket would provide. Zeno stood with the other 15 fighters as they filed out into the smaller ring. The crowd's roar was a physical presence that pressed against his chest. The tournament had begun, and with it, the next test on his path to finding Iris.